Well, there are some things really happy that they are back, and we'll tell you this. Have you ever dreamed of being a big leaguer? Well, the Oakland Athletics Fantasy Camp is coming back in January 2022. Experience the life of a major league player and play on the same fields as the Athletics during spring training in Mesa, Arizona. Registration is open to all genders, ages 21 and over. Proceeds from this event will benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. Visit athletics.com/fantasy camp to register. Dallas, do you pitch to everybody?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You throw them that changeup?
Oh, they get it all. They get it all. I even look for a curveball to bring with me down there. Haven't found one yet.
I was going to say you didn't have one when you're in the big leagues.
That's right.
Would you say, Dallas, that fantasy camp, the players come in all shapes and sizes?
Oh, that is a fair assessment. Yeah. Yes, and but oddly enough, talent level roughly the same. All of them, not very good.
But in their mind, they're the best that ever played the game.
Oh, well, we do the best that we can to make sure that, one, they're able to get themselves physically on the baseball field the next day. Yeah. But they get to enjoy every bit of it. They've got,
He looks like he'd be pretty good player right there.
I have to put him on the draft board.
You know what's great about fantasy camp, Dallas, right, is that the campers think there's something kind of cool about being in the trainer's room and having ice packs all over.
Right.
But it's actually the opposite. That's what you don't want to do.
No. If you could walk right by that room every day of your life, it would be a blessing.
But am I right, Dallas? They just can't help it.
Oh, they can't.
They want to have an ice pack on because it looks kind of cool.
That's what it's all about, right? Ice in the shoulders and the knees and the back and the... No, not for 162 straight.
I played with a guy, and we trained in Tucson, and he was in the hot tub every morning to try to lose weight for weigh-in after jalapenos and the Mexican food restaurants that he frequented every night. And I'd look at that, and boy, there would just be steam coming out of there, and you could actually smell what he had the night before, and it was all Mexican food. He loved Mexican food.
2-2 to Jose Godoy. Montas does not get that one, and now it's a full count.
Wow.
Another close pitch.
It's one of these borderline calls. And again, if you're a pitcher, you'd love to have this, but this is all part of establishing a certain area early on. Maybe you can bring that umpire along with you later.
Hit very high towards center field. Ramon waits and he grabs it.
See, my question is that how can hitters take pitches that close?
Well,
I mean, because, we always say if it's too close, don't put it in the umpire's hands to determine what the outcome's going to be. Well, that's surprising because, Cobb, I agree with you that, if you show that you have a strike zone that's conducive to the hitter, I mean, why would they swing? And all it's going to do is get the pitch count up, in this case for Frankie, at a point that he needs to have a quick inning, which he's not doing. See, it's the same pitch.
Well, and something I often think about is whether or not the two-strike approach conversation happens with the frequency that it did, Foss, when you were playing and coming up, myself. And I believe there's probably a lack of emphasis to a degree on the two-strike approach. So the idea of protecting with two or being tough with two might not resonate to the degree that it did years ago.
I think you're exactly right.
Jacob Nottingham skies one toward right. Traveling the line is Piscotty. He's got it. The final regular season game of the year last year saw Frankie Montas take the hill against these Mariners, and he struck out 13 in 6 innings. That's a good day to pitch, though, the last game of the year. That's the day you want to pitch. You may rack up some strikeouts that day.
And looking in the backdrop and saying, how come those fans back there aren't cheering me?
Can't even look.
No, he was good. He had them all working and probably getting some pitches called that he didn't. At least not tonight.
You think? 0-1 to Donovan Walton. So 2-1, a very good 2.76 ERA in his career against these Seattle Mariners. Started against them twice last year and pitched very well both times. Walton playing second base. Dylan Moore is the regular second baseman for the Mariners.
You know, we had a discussion with Brody and Dip about Puck and Luzardo. Well, James Caprillion has changed a lot of minds because there was talk that maybe he was just filling in until one of those guys, especially Luzardo, came back. And then Fiers goes on the IL, extended to 60 games or 60 days. So let's see what happened. Plus, Dallas, isn't it true that as a starter you have to have more rehabs, and as a reliever coming back you don't have to get your pitch count, your arm strength built up to the point that you go out of the bullpen and air it out?
Well, that's it. They'd like to see you get as many ups and downs as possible, and that could take more than one turn.
Yep.
So good inning for Frankie Montas. Gets a strikeout of Walton to end it, and we are headed to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Seattle. The All-Star Teacher Award presented by Provident Credit Union is back for its 14th year. Go to NBCSportsCalifornia.com, check out Carolyn Delfino's profile from Fremont High School, as well as the other finalists, and vote for your All-Star Teacher. The winner receives $20,000 for their school. Vote now. One nothing, bottom of the second inning.
That there's your pizza.
Oh, man. Just a crust. I was going to say, I'd offer him some cash for the rest of that pizza. Just a little crust there left. First pitch to Lowry is on the outside corner, first strike. Lowry, Chapman, and Murphy here in the bottom of the second. Inside corner strike.
We talked about the Padres are just obliterating the Mariners. They're in Milwaukee and not getting shut out.
Come on. They've been playing like they're never going to lose again.
I know. I just looked up and saw 5-0 in the 8th inning. Wow.
Padres 9 wins in a row. They have the best record in baseball now.
That's why it's a great game, because, man, every day is different.
That's it.
A little bit outside. Highest K percentage since April 29th. Kikuchi, 33% behind Peralta, Cole, and Bauer. Good pitchers on that list. Kikuchi pitching pretty well, just can't seem to get a W. Strikes out Lowry there for his first K.
Well, and he's got good stuff. I mean, we're seeing the fastball tonight as lively as I think we've seen it. And he gets away with one here. 92-mile-an-hour cutter, kind of middle though. And I think the reason you get away with that one is you've got the type of velocity we've just talked about, and maybe not a ton of movement running in under the hands to Jed like you'd like.
Kikuchi this year had a couple of starts, his third and fourth start of the year. He gave up 5 earned runs in 7 innings in his third start, and then he gave up 5 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings in his fourth start. Outside of that, he's been really good. His best outing at Houston on the 29th of April, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and the Mariners beat the Astros 1-0 that day.
Look at the follow through. He's not getting the outside cutter slider.
Stays out there though and gets a swinging strike from Chapman.
Well, and it's frustrating because what he's trying to do is throw the straight four-seamer early in the count. And then he's trying to backdoor that cutter, hoping that the Oakland hitters will give up on it as it starts away and comes back trying to catch a little bit of the black.
One-two pitch to Chapman. A little bit high, 98 miles an hour. Where Godoy sets up. And he's going to sit on that inside corner. Bounce toward Crawford, gets a nice big hop, flips it across, and that's the second out. So Chapman's retired, and with 2 outs, Murphy will hit. He's coming into tonight with a 28-20 record. They are 14-13 at home. They have played the most home games in the American League. That's certainly not going to change with the fact that you got 7 straight at home. So lots of home games, a lot of road games the first couple months of this season. We talked about that on opening night, I think. Like the first 2 months, the A's were going to have a chance to do some damage at home. But they've actually been much better on the road. They're 14-7 on the road, 14-13 at home. Here comes Crawford. And he throws him out. 3 up, 3 down inning with a strikeout for Kikuchi. On to the 3rd. Right, his name is Alex Jensen. He is an Oakland native, and he is in the radio broadcast booth tonight. He's about to do his first inning as a Major League Baseball play-by-play man. Alex is a great guy. We wish him the best of luck. He's the voice of the Stockton Ports for the Athletics, and he's pretty good.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Was it you that said it's better to be in that seat instead of the one up next to Michael J. Baird?
That's right. He was
doing the all-nighters,
Yeah.
and so did a good job. And it's unfortunate that last year minor league baseball did not exist, and he was not able to work. That was to be his first year. So good to see and know that he's back working this year.
Kelnick drives one to right field. He'll be off the end of the bat a little bit as Piscotty grabs it.
That way, Alex, 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's right.
I like it.
Alex also does St. Mary's basketball and then the Stockton Port, so he's a busy young man. Was in Visalia yesterday doing the Ports.
Well, you're not going to miss an opportunity to broadcast a major league game. That's for sure.
And you know what? I thought it's pretty cool by the A's organization. I mean, here's a kid who's announcing in your minor league system, right? I mean, he's doing the Stockton Ports, and he's an Oakland native, and he's very good, and he's getting an opportunity. That's pretty cool.
Well, that's the romantic side of baseball that you might not pick up in between the lines, but the little stories, the little plots about the folks who make this machine go round.
Well, I don't know what the ballpark in Visalia is like, where he was yesterday, but I bet he likes his seat a lot better tonight. Dallas, you probably played in Visalia.
Yep, they have a ballpark.
Can you describe the ballpark?
It's 90 feet between the bases.
Is there a home run fence?
They got a wall.
Okay.
They got a wall. It's about it. They got a mound. There's a couple stumps for folks to take in the ball game.
I think we get what you're sending us.
Well, I played in Reno, and we played at Moana Park, and we were so good they decided to build a brand new stadium and make it a AAA park. Many years later, but that's how far Reno has come.
That's going to get through on a base hit. Elvis Andrus was shading Haniger toward the hole quite a bit. So Haniger is 2 for 2.
Well, sometimes you go on the count, and other times you go on basically just setting up and a ball off the end of the bat, similar to what his double was in the first inning. Got a slider in the first inning off the end of the bat, softly hit to left field. And this one, listen, when you're hot, you're hot. You know, things like that's going to happen. You can hear it right there. That's called firewood.
Well, it's something to take note of because that is 2 sliders.
Yep.
And he's done a good job of staying back even though he's been a little out in front. Don't want to speed him up.
Swing and a miss by Seager.
Well, Seager hunting some fastballs. Got one that struck out on his first at bat, but that was an off speed, way out in front, and that's kind of what happened to him in his first at bat. Way out in front, and then got the fastball he couldn't lay off.
Blocked by Murphy.
Now, this is the Sean Murphy that we know, and watch how he turns the glove. Right there. See, right? That's whereas the one that got through him, which was scored a wild pitch, he had his glove turned kind of to the side like an infielder would, but he turned his glove properly that time, got in front of it, and blocked it.
Inside the Seager, so now it's 2-1. 52 pitches for Frankie Montas. So this with Sean Manaea yesterday, where pitch count sort of got to him. Foul back. I thought yesterday's game, I don't know how you guys felt about it, obviously disappointing, but I thought the fact that the A's starting pitcher, we're not blaming it on Manaea, but just the way the game went, the fact that the Manaea only went 5 innings. I thought that really hurt the A's yesterday.
I agree. And I thought when Burch Smith came in and just pitched 1 inning, I said, uh-oh. Because normally you like to see that guy, whether it's Petit or Burch Smith, who's been doing a good job, goes 1 inning.
Swing and a miss by Seager. He strikes out for the second time.
But I think we all agree that the starter goes 5, and depending on 12 outs out of the bullpen, that's a lot.
Yep.
Pretty dirty split there from Frankie. And what you like about it, it was going to be a strike regardless. If you get Seager to offer at that. And we talk about the pitch count, 54 pitches. And you've got to make a decision whether or not you're going to start competing in the strike zone, or if you're going to continue to try to nitpick and get deeper into counts, deeper into at-bats.
First pitch to Lewis is in first round. See, Lewis with just 3 homers and 6 RBIs, but he's playing in just his 29th game. He started the season on the injured list. Had a bit of a knee injury, a little bone bruise, and he did not come off the injured list till the 20th of April. So he missed the first 3 weeks or so. Maybe not quite back in the groove yet.
See Lewis not able to hold up enough. It was interesting. You could see him before the pitch kind of take a long look over to the right side.
Yes, exactly. I saw that too. And then the fastball inside, maybe he was thinking over there, and Peter ran in on him.
Yep, I'm with you, Foss, because I felt like just him and talking about trying to get things going, you know.
That's right. Well, and you know, a hitter, you watch them, and I'm sure that good hitters will see that open space and think, okay, if I get a pitch that I can hit that direction, I'm going to, especially with 2 strikes.
1-2 now to Lewis.
Dallas, you talked about the 2-strike approach, which I think doesn't really exist, and that's why the strikeouts are up, batting averages are down. Because if you have 1 swing and it carries through to the end of the at-bat, regardless of the count, then you're not making an adjustment.
Lewis hits one deep to left field. Canha just turns around and watches that one go. So last year's American League Rookie of the Year tees off a 2-run homer. It's 3-0 Seattle.
Frankie's reaction on the fastball down the middle of the plate. Look at this location. Watch Frankie. You can. He just gave it up. I mean, you sound of it. You didn't have to look at the result because you could watch the pitcher. You could watch, or actually listen. And pitchers know. I think he may have verbally talked about it as well, because that was a hittable pitch, especially with 2 strikes.
110-mile-an-hour exit velocity. And you heard the sound.
Yep.
So 4th home run of the year for Kyle Lewis. 0-2 to J.P. Crawford, who walked in the first. Home runs have been an issue for Frankie Montas. That's the 10th home run that he has allowed. So that's 10 home runs allowed in 50 innings.
It's not good. That's a lot.
And yeah, this is 10th start, obviously. So that's, if I'm doing math correctly, averages out to a home run a game.
Crawford chases a pitch in the dirt. Big 2.